Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Shri Gaura Bhaktavrinda. So dear devotees, dear friends, here we are. We're happy to be back with you with a few minutes of reflection on the teachings of Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridharadev Goswami Maharaj, the founder Acharya of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Math in Navadip way back in 1942. 1941, 1942, generally considered it was Jagannath Rath Yatra Day, 1942, that officially launched the mat with an assembly of devotees, etc. And Srila Guru Maharaj had been living there before that, but 1942, so that means 83 years, almost 83 years of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. And Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, who was the secretary of the mat since very early on after his arrival to Guru Maharaj in 1947, and Srila Govinda Maharaj, who developed the mat and developed the availability to the world to come to have the darshan, to be seen by Srila Guru Maharaj and to see into his teachings through his speeches, talks, questions and answers, etc. So Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridharadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai, and indeed Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. And Srila Prabhupada, whose main teacher was Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rockok Sridharadev Goswami Maharaj, who he considers as his Siksha Guru, what to speak of the benefit that others can have from his association. So coming into his association and graciously being accepted in his association by Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Sridhar Maharaj himself, and by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, Srila Guru Maharaj, who has given us the opportunity to have his association. Then here we've got some words from Srila Guru Maharaj, always encouraging us to come forwards, forwards, forwards. Always encouraging us to think, to be aware, to be conscious, not to be robots, but to do things by heart, to engage in devotional life by heart. All right, so dear devotees, I'm reading from The Loving Search for the Lost Servant, and here's Srila Guru Maharaj speaking. Srila Guru Maharaj saying, spiritual realization is also of different types. We have to distinguish between different spiritual conceptions, and our choices improve as we dive deeper and deeper into reality. We must die to live, and the consideration of death is also deep, deeper and deepest. The gradation of higher and lower is always there. If we are to progress, there must be elimination and new acceptance. The duties that we find ourselves in the midst of may be left for higher duties. In this way, we must progress, while always consulting the saints and scriptures. So in this way, we must progress, while always consulting the saints and scriptures. They will guide us in the ocean of faith. Otherwise, the spiritual world is unknown and unknowable. The absolute truth is known and the absolute truth is known and knowable to a particular section, and they have given us direction. If we take advantage of that, then by the guidance of saints and scriptures, we shall gradually eliminate our faults. So if we take advantage of that the absolute truth is known and knowable to a particular section, and they have given us direction, if we take advantage of that, then by the guidance of saints and scriptures, we shall gradually eliminate our faults. First, we must eliminate the mortal existence. Then we must satisfy our reason, our consciousness. And finally, we must satisfy our hearts. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that the heart is the most important thing within us. We should follow the direction of the heart. The highest fulfillment is fulfillment of the heart, not the fulfillment of consciousness or the attainment of eternal existence. Eternal existence has no meaning if it is not conscious. And consciousness has no meaning if it does not give any fulfillment. So, Sat, eternal existence, Chit, consciousness, and Ananda, fulfillment, ecstasy, are the three principles of our ultimate destination. So Sat, eternal existence, Chit, consciousness, and Ananda, fulfillment, ecstasy, are the three principles of our ultimate destination. And considering these as our goal, we shall progress further and further in our spiritual life. In the Manu Samhita it is stated, Vidvadbhi sevita sadbhir nityam advesha ragibihi hridaye na vyana gyato yo dharmastang nibodhata. And then Srila Guru Maharaj is expressing, we can feel within our heart whether we are gainers or losers. That tasting machine is within us. As we progress in Krishna consciousness, our karma, our connection with this material world will evaporate in no time, and spacious knowledge will come to satisfy us. At that time, we shall feel the object of our life everywhere. Mayi drishte kilatmani. When we can see that the fulfillment of life has embraced us, we shall see that everything within the environment is helping us. Everything is sympathetic to us from all sides. In that spiritual domain, everyone shall take interest in loving us. We may be careless about our own interest, but the environment there is more favorable and affectionate to us than we can even estimate. Just as a child cannot estimate the extent of his mother's affection in this way, or his mother's affection, full stop. In this way, friends and home comforts will surround us, and with this realization, we shall go back to God, back to home. We must try to look deeper, and then we will find our friend. If we are liberal in our attitude towards the environment, we cannot but come in connection with the plane which is really liberal. So, if we are liberal in our attitude towards the environment, we cannot but come in connection with the plane which is really liberal. Prahlad saw that Krishna is everywhere, and Krishna consciousness is commanding the whole. So we must not allow ourselves to be discouraged under any circumstances, however acute they may apparently seem to us. Krishna is there. If only we can develop the right vision, the smiling face of the Lord will appear from behind the screen. Krishna is beautiful and he is eagerly waiting to accept our services. Hare Krishna. So, little continuation. Okay. Devotion to Krishna means sacrifice. Die to live. By devotion to Krishna, our whole conception of mundane, self-centered, self-interested life will be finished totally. Sarvopadi vinirmuktang tat paratvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanang bhaktir uchyate. That is, quote, pure devotion is service to the Supreme Lord, which is free from all relative conceptions of self-interest. In his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami quotes this verse from the ancient Puranas. Upadi means all relative conceptions of self-interest. We must be totally free from all upadis, all conceptions of self-interest. And Rupa Goswami also gives us a parallel verse describing bhakti. Anyabhilasitam sumyam jnana karmadyanavritam anukulena krishnanu shilanam bhaktir uttama. Quote, pure devotional service is the favorable cultivation of Krishna consciousness, free from all traces of ulterior motives such as karma, self-promoting activities, jnana, mental achievement, and so on. And Srila Guru Maharaj saying, bhakti, devotion, must be free from any fleeting desires, anyabhilasha, such as karma, the original attempt for self-elevation, such as karma, the organized attempt for self-elevation, that is karma, the organized attempt for self-realization. And free from jnana, the attempt to depend on our own ability, knowledge, and consciousness to reach the ultimate goal. To attempt to put one's own self as the subject, to become the judge of one's own fate. That is jnana. Here, adi means yoga and other external things. These are all overcoatings, avritam. In the soul proper, however, these elements are not found. The soul is an eternal slave of Krishna, Krishna Nityadasa. And Mahaprabhu said, Jivera Svarupahaya Krishnera Nityadasa. That slavery to Krishna is the innate nature of the Jiva soul. In order to realize the Absolute, we must come to the standard of slavery. It will take nothing less than that. We must submit ourselves as slaves to the play of His sweet will. Alright, so Srila Guru Maharaj continues to give some examples of what is slavery proper. We should be prepared for absolutely anything and everything. Hare Krishna. So, going forward with the help of the saints and the scriptures, step by step, going deeper and deeper, a living life, and that living life is the journey back home, and even achieving home, as it were, then the continuing journey of ever-increasing loving devotion to the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, Reality the Beautiful. Krishna is God. He is the origin of everything. He loves us so much. Let us love Him. Yes, and love means sacrifice. And Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada are encouraging us in this way. And every time we hear from Guru Maharaj, every time we hear from our masters, then we are feeling it is fresh and new. The way that Srila Guru Maharaj here is also describing jnana, that it is not just collecting knowledge, but it is that we are thinking that, yes, now I know this, I know that, and this way we are the subject. But we have to become the object to be used by Krishna, to surrender to a real master who is our real loving benefactor. That is the best thing, and we understand it. But we must not be cautious in that surrender. If we give 5%, we'll get 5%, as Srila Gurudev would say. But if we give 100%, then we are putting ourselves totally at the will of Krishna and not keeping any of our own subjective and independent for myself attitude there at all. So we just need to have that faith. And there is a chapter here called The Ocean of Faith, or something along that lines. So in the ocean of faith, we need guidance. In the ocean, on our boat, we need guidance. We need a captain of that ship. And that captain is Sri Guru. That captain is Sri Gauranga. And let us submit to Guru and Gauranga and their words. Their words are recorded in these books and directly in English language without interpretation, translation, or so many ways that color may come in. These words are recorded in the books, very carefully presented, checked and double-checked so that the right words are there. And we know that if we listen ourselves separately to the recordings or watch the videos, we know that many words may not be captured properly, and even the theme of what Guru Maharaj is talking about is missed by misunderstanding some words, what is being said. So carefully the scriptures are presenting the words which have been carefully given by our masters to carefully guide us in the ocean of faith to the land of beauty, charm, sweetness, affection, the land of Krishna. Krishna lives in Goloka Vrindavan, and Mahaprabhu is giving us access there by his grace. And what he asks from us is that we will chant the holy name with faith, with serving attitude, be with the devotees, and engage in Harinam Sankirtan with a clean heart, keeping ourselves simple. And share that with others. It's free, it's good for you, it's good for everyone. So let us all encourage the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, loudly, quietly, but to share that treasure with others. This is Mahaprabhu's mission. And so many predictions have been made about the whole world becoming Krishna conscious in the course of time. Let that prediction happen sooner rather than later with the help of each of us' participation. Jai Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktisandha Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakkhak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. And Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Garadhara. Shri Vasari. Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama.